Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that all bell notification. In that way you won't miss any time I publish a new video. Also to mention, I started a new YouTube channel, Laura Forde's Videos 2. So be sure to go across there and check it out, give me some support and help me reach that 1,000 subscriber mark over on that end as well. Alright, so what are we going to be making today? Well, today we're going to be making Okay guys, so today I'm going to attempt to make something out of this breadfruit. So hopefully this comes out as planned, because the thumbnail is going to obviously indicate what the finished product is going to be. Now this is an experiment, I must admit. What happened, this is breadfruit, and the breadfruit is extremely ripe. As you can see, it is like extremely soft. So I was just brainstorming and thinking, what am I going to do with this very ripened breadfruit? So I'm going to try something and hopefully this comes out well. Now there are a couple of options that I have that came to my mind. So given that I have two very ripened breadfruits, this one I'm going to try with this particular experiment, if you will. I don't know how it's going to come out, so we're doing this together. So I'm going to try what thought I have in my mind for this one, and let's see how that comes out, and maybe the next one that I have, I'll try something else with that one. Now what I'm thinking of doing is actually making a flatbread out of this. Usually if you're making a flatbread, you would use flour. So for example, I do have a breadfruit flour video that I did some time ago where I showed you guys how you can make your own breadfruit flour. So I'll probably leave a link in the description, so be sure to check that out. So like I said, usually you would make flour and then you would make your flatbread. But I'm thinking, you know what, this is so soft already, it's almost like mush. Maybe I could just use this, add some gluten-free flour to it, or you can use your regular flour, and see if we can make a bread out of it. So that's what we're going to do now. So as you can see, I just mashed everything together because we want to we're going to try to when we add the flour, we're going to roll it into a ball, flatten it out, and see if we can cook this on the stove top. All right, so what we're going to do, let's just transfer this into a bowl. So I have my bowl here. I'm just going to put this into the bowl. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add some salt. Actually, no, I'm not going to add the salt yet. Let me add some flour first. So I'm going to add about a cup of flour to this. I guess this is about all in the bag that's remained. So let's add that. We're going to have to try to mix this together. I'm going to have to eventually use my hand and get into this. But before I do that, let me just add, I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder to this. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Actually, let me add 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is a lot. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. 1, 2, some salt. So 1 teaspoon of salt. You know what, guys? Based on how this feels, I am actually tempted to make a bread out of this instead of doing a flat bread on the stove. I'm tempted to try making a bread in the oven, almost like a soda bread. You know what? I think I'm going to try that experiment. I think I'm going to try to make like a soda bread. And in case you're wondering, you're probably saying to yourself, but you didn't add any baking soda. Yes, but baking powder does have baking soda. And I did add some baking powder. So let's see how that will go. I'm just trying to think, should I add more flour and just use up the rest of flour I have here? Guess I will do that. I'm just going to keep on kneading it in. All right, so what I'm going to do is just form this into the shape of a soda bread. And let me get a baking tray to put this on. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here I have my baking tray. So you can either use a silicone mat if you have parchment paper. You can do that. What I'm going to do is just put a little coconut oil here, just at the base, just because I'm not sure how this is going to work, given that this is breadfruit. So I don't want it to stick. All right, so we're just going to put this here on our tray. And I'm just going to form it nicely here. And like a traditional soda bread, I'm going to create an X at the top. The X helps the heat to penetrate the deepest part of the bread. So we have that here. All right. So I have my oven preheating at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are going to bake this. I'm going to do it like a traditional bread. So I'm going to bake this, a traditional soda bread. You'll bake it between 35 to 45 minutes. So anywhere in between that. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And let's see how it turns out.